Hello, this is Solomon, and I'm gonna do another guide on defenses. By another, I mean I made a guide on artillery a couple months ago, but now I'm just gonna do a more general guide on defense. Now this guide is about how to use defenses on an open map when the enemy can flank you. Like I'm not talking about contains. Like those are straightforward, and there's a choke point. You just spam defenses, and enemies contain. They can't do anything about it. But how to use defenses on open maps, since you don't really use defenses defensively because you're just getting out ecoed. The only kind of exception to that is on one base versus one base. I've seen people, even at high levels of play, do MG walls and put tier 3 behind the MGs. Like QQ has done this before, and there's a tournament game where he did MGs. Then he put a boar and a fox behind it, and it actually ended up working. But generally, defensive defenses don't work because the enemy just out ecos you 99% of the time. So, yeah, don't do that. So that means you have to be aggressive with your defenses, so they can't use eco. And this is what this deck is. Well, this is like a defense deck. This is like a late game defense deck since it has owls in it. But there's also early game defense decks, which are also called siege decks, aka with ferrets, where you try to get a proxy mill. Generally, you just go ferret, sniper balloon, whatever other defense, just use ferrets to destroy the enemy, harass them to death. Now, this deck, and generally a lot of artillery cannon decks, not necessarily, but this deck, it's all about getting the artillery cannon up and establishing map control. Now, this is a pretty choke pointy map. Like, if you have artillery cannon right here, you basically control the whole map. Like, there's no way in or out. But in practice, or in reality, I should say, on this game, I actually end up putting my center of gravity here. Center of gravity being like the main location of your forces, like the main area of your weight and your ability to project weight, which is literally your base or somewhere in between the bases where all the protection is. Your army reinforcement is. Where your strength comes from, pretty much. Okay, so in this game, you don't have to run this deck with Falcons. You can, Gent does this deck with Lizard Snake. Like, I'm going for a late game thing, which is actually very dangerous. Because, like, this deck just dies early to, like, anything. The enemy can just do, like, a tier 1, tier 2 push and kill me since Falcons are horrible early. I'm trying to focus on late games. It's definitely a risky deck. It's not something you pull out every game. But if you have, like, again, like Gent does, Lizard, Snake, it's definitely going to be easier to get the artillery up. That's a better early game combo. So yeah, I'm trying to do some this harass here with the cliffs, and I kind of underestimated how fast his army would come around. And Mocha's just going for the kill here. I'm like, fuck. Oh my god, this was a disaster. Now, if I had some foresight and just put barbed wire down, like, this wouldn't be an issue, but I don't. Well, now I start spamming during the fight, which is suboptimal, but it does end up working. Got a little overstretched there. Yeah, I just put down the farm. Since I can just put barbed wire, and he doesn't have anything to break barbed wire. I mean, he can't put down moles, but in this immediate moment, he would have trouble getting through this. Check his base. I see he's going economy, and this is what you want. Like, so you need a 180 food lead placed on artillery, which can also mean enemies putting money in the economy when you aren't. Although in this case, that's still not true since I am going farms. So this game is not a standard example of how to play the early game with this deck by any means. So the next game, I'm showing 2 games. The next game is going to be a standard example of how I play this deck of getting artillery down. But generally, you go like 3 or 2 tier 1 warrens into artillery with barbed wire. So yeah, this is just some defensive barbed wire here. I actually do have the army lead, but a little bit of that is in the barbed wire over here. Nail's doing a nice little bit of taking. And also emergency spam barbed wire. So again, I very narrowly managed to hold on again there. And right now I actually am ahead in economy, which is very nice. But again, this is not a standard early game for this deck. Or for artillery decks. Just trying to get artillery out early. But I am showing this game because it's an excellent example of how to use artillery late. So yeah, this is just setting up the MG wall in preparation for artillery. And I scout these also going to economy, so I'm going to have some food to spare. But first, I know I'm not super ahead, so I decided to put down the sniper balloon first. And again, that's sniper balloon, which isn't up yet, so it's about equal iron pay. He doesn't have moles, and I do have the barbed wire. You can see his skills are actually taking a lot of damage here. Then sniper balloon gets up, snipes the falcon, so I end up holding on there. So yeah, that was a really bad fight for him. So he's going to more economy, and I put him behind an army, so I actually have plenty of food available from artillery. What am I doing? Oh. I actually end up selling a Falcon War in there since like it's important. It's extremely like it's crucial that I get the artillery down at some point because again, this deck it cannot hold by itself. Like army composite, like skill Falcon is garbage. Like I need some defenses up to operate around. Go ahead and bore here. Which is a concern. Now again, if I had my artillery like right here, I'd basically control the whole middle part of the map. But I don't. Like he has this bottom flanking option available to him. Yeah, when you're doing artillery deck, you're always going to be behind an economic depot, since again, like you need a lot of food to be able to put down the artillery. And you generally get that available by the enemy going for food when you don't. Okay, so this is going to be a little paradoxical, but the most important, or one of the most important aspects of defenses in a situation like this where it's not actually contained, it's about being aggressive, which sounds kind of weird since you're going so defense heavy, but you need to be very, very, very aggressive. Because here's the thing, the enemy can just go around your defenses. Mochaccino can and will go this way, around my defenses. And there's a way to stop that. It's called whenever your opponent leaves their base, you threaten the base trade, destroy their warrens and their farms. Like, if he tries to go around, I just go this way and start killing all that shit. It doesn't matter that I have less army, because I'm just going to be fighting pigs. So yeah, again, just looking to snipe another warren. I was only comfortable doing that because of the road. Although I ended up losing a falcon here, so it still wasn't worth it. Just an aggressive player. So yeah, okay, I haven't put down an alley. I see he's going over this way, so I'm like, fuck, okay. I decided to head for his base, and I thought a base trade was going to happen, but again, he ends up retreating. Unfortunately, I don't get the mill there, and I end up selling this for a little loss, but it's nothing huge. I also grab a third mill, as does he. Let's put down another sniper balloon. So again, I see he's going around, so I start the base trade again. Because generally, as the defense player, you're probably going to come out ahead in the base trade. They should both do equal damage. Also, I always say don't put your warrens forward, but in this kind of game, you always want to put your warrens under your defenses. Always. So your enemy can't just destroy your warrens for free. Because you said, well, then you'll lose your warrens if they break through. Well, if they break through, you're 99% of the time going to lose the game anyway. So let's put the warrens beneath the defenses. Or near them, at least. So yeah, I killed both his mills, but this mill's still up. And I actually decided to put a sniper balloon down here. Since it'll help. Yeah, I grabbed these two mills since I thought it was going to be a full-on base race, but it turns into not that. So yeah, this is an interesting situation. I am ahead on economy. And like, I'd be in a really good spot if I had any warrens right here protected. Because the reason a fortress player like this can be favored in base trades is because they have so much money in defenses that they can then proceed to sell off. Although in this case I decided to keep them. A little bit of aggressive. I should probably just be pulling off Falcons here since I'm bleeding a lot of skills. I don't have any ones for replacements. Now there's another concept to go over here. I have an interior line of movement, and he has an exterior line of movement, which is just a general RTS principle. Basically, that means I'm operating in I think its term is a concave. But basically, I operate in this area, so it's very easy for me to go from this side to this side. He is on an exterior line of movement. So he has to go all the way around. Like, he can't go through this, but I can. So that gives me a much quicker and better movement options. That's working in my favor right now. And now I go up. I don't think he scouted the shit. He knows it's up. But yeah, now he's like, oh shit, 8 farms. Again, I know his commander's away, so I'm going for some harassment since I also know I have the high ground. Kill Skrill there, whatever. Yeah, it's very important. If your enemy can flank you, you always have to be ready to threaten a base trade. Because you'll be closer to their base than they will be to your base, so you can start doing damage right away. Now, I was a bit late on the draw there, saying he repositioned his army to protect his new economy, but still, like, if they don't have a reason to reposition the army and whatnot, like, they'll have a lot of trouble moving out because you'll have a 30-second lead on destroying all their bases and warrens and all that. So, you're going for defenses, and it's not a contain. Threaten the base trade if they try to move out. And again, if you're playing like a siege deck, this is, I guess it's technically a siege deck because of artillery and owls, but when most people think siege deck, they think, Barret. I should run anyone, I was like, yeah, I always be fair harassing too. So I decided to grab this mill, since it's put down 2 Falcon Warrens, which it's kind of an awkward spot, but oh well. I don't have any mills, so I can't put them here anymore. Again, this mill seems kind of awkward, but like if he's on this side, it's gonna take him like 40 seconds, maybe more, to get to this side. Like he can't go through the middle area. Like if my army's there, his army's just gonna get slaughtered. And here he sells off the board and he goes for triple camps, since he wants to be sneaky about the base race. And I put down an owl, so I can finally get some harass off. Plus owls is good, really good against tier 1. And like, skunks can't shoot up. And I don't know this right now, but chameleons also can't shoot up, so. Now he does scout the owl. So he only has 10 skrills, and I have 7 falcons. And I don't know, and I also wasn't really scouting here. I guess I was just nervous and paranoid. Like, but if I just brought the 7 falcons over, when he's doing one of these deep scouting missions, I can just go over and kill all these skills easily, which I do end up doing. I think I do it here, actually, yeah. At this moment, he's rallying around the camps, and he has to be rallying them so they don't accidentally run into barbed wire. So he sees this is happening, like, retreats, but like at this point his whole army's dead, so it's like, oh shit. He's like, I actually need the base trade now. But during that time, my owl's about to be out. So he's starving now, which is really not good. Like, if he got here earlier, maybe he could have stopped the owl from getting out, which is actually pretty important. So I'm not starving since I actually have farms on this mill. And I kill 3 chameleons. I kill 4 chameleons, kill 5 chameleons there. Holy shit. But he had some food, so he's actually rebuilding the chameleons. Now, if I didn't have the owl out, this would be a tricky situation. Since the skrills aren't going to do anything, I could just get run over by chameleons. Like, I need to use the falcons to defend my mills. I mean, honestly, I have so much money, I could probably just spam mills everywhere, like still off to artillery, since I don't need it really, and spam mills and use my falcons to kill his mills. And probably ultimately end up having more money for mill spam. Yeah, so I send off my mice and kill that mill. This mill's getting destroyed, so I just rebuild this one, decide to use my falcons to defend and use my owl to harass. Oh, that barbed wire damage though. It adds up. Yeah, Sniper Balloon can hit that. Now the mice come in. Three, four. Okay, he loses basically all his chameleons. I was using the commander reveal mechanic there. The commander reveal mechanic actually really nerf chameleons. Just stand on their path and just like, yeah, you reveal them and kill them. Then he surrenders. Now we're gonna look at another game. Which will show us standard early game. So basically, if you're doing defenses, it's not a contain. Then we can go around, threaten the base trade. That's the moral of the story of the first replay. And also put your warrants next to your defenses, in case they do actually end up base trading. Again, this is what decks are super defense heavy. Like, I'm not saying you should have an artillery cannon in your deck and you build like one artillery cannon. I'm not saying put literally all your warrants next to it. I'm just saying if you're running a particularly like a very defense oriented deck like this. So yeah, finding Illuminatus here. He's running barbed wire of his own, which is, I think it's becoming more common. I'm starting to realize how strong it is. Okay, so go ahead and grab a cell. Now this is a good map. Okay, this is another thing to talk about. On artillery maps, you really want a close, dense map where ideally on the first artillery you can cover at least half the map, then another artillery creep forward, you cover like the majority of it. Because I've seen people talk about, oh, you want a big map for artillery, because on the short map it's easier to rush. It's like, no, on a big map, what the fuck is artillery gonna do? Like, there's no value. Oh, wow, you cover more empty ground. Congratulations. And now the enemy's just gonna go a bunch of eco. But if you put artillery on a close, dense map like this, you automatically have a commanding position and control more mills the longer the game goes on, so you're just winning. So yeah, he goes eco, so I put the artillery up. That's the game plan. Again, you kind of have to rely on enemy for this, but you can always play a deck with a stronger early game. Like say lizards, or like go like Skrill Cam or Skrill Skunk or something, which will be very solid this early. Didn't put an artillery up. But yeah, so I just started spamming farms since I know he's spamming farms. Like I don't need to build more units right now and have the barbed wire, so I'm not super worried. If he had moles, this would be pretty dangerous. So artillery gets up. Okay, so I decided to go for a sneak attack here. Because, okay, this doesn't work, but I've actually had it where I have more skills than enemy, because I build like 3 skill warrens, they build 2 skill warrens, and go up to 8 farms on the second mill, so then I just show up and like kill a bunch of their farms. Now it doesn't work out here. Maybe you should have scouted that. But honestly, the enemy sometimes gets overly greedy, and you can actually, or they're not paying attention since they don't expect it, and you can actually get away with killing warrens or farms with a skill attack at a moment like this. Go ahead and put down the owl since I know I don't know how. I haven't scouted in a bit. I'm just assuming he's going full eco. And now I see he's playing down the third mill, so I'm like, okay. Yeah, he's just going eco. So the owl is safe. Putting down more skrills. So yeah, this is like the standard opening. Either your enemy goes economy or you get like a, say, 120 food lead or 100 food lead. Then you put barbed wire up, then you put the artillery down. It's always nice to put the sniper balloon down next to artillery so it can provide vision so your commander doesn't have to be there. Sniper balloon just adds a little nice extra bit of damage too. Also going into my third mill. So like he has higher economic tempo, but that's really not the... It's not super great here for him because I'm just gonna keep on creeping forward of artillery. Like I can put up the second artillery and I control 5 mills. And he has 3. Yeah, I'm not actually super behind in food or in army values. This is my open army is very weak, but with the defense isn't good. Here comes his badgers. Laying down a second sniper balloon just for more defense. Owl's out, which is nice. Oh, it's not very nice against Badger. Although, it's interesting to note that he does not have Pigeon in this deck. So he's just going full Badger here. Putting down another Owl. I haven't spotted the Badger yet. So, going up to 8 farms. Grabbing this mill mainly for territory so I can expand with artillery again and start threatening this base of artillery. Not quite close enough to the mill, I think, but at least I can hit the pigs. Yeah, here are the mice. Now it kills this mill, which is annoying. Kill the skill there, which is nice. Go mice. Yeah, 2 more sniper balloons, since that's kind of an intimidating army. Putting down another artillery, more sniper balloons. So I'm just trying to keep forward here. Now, you may ask, am I trying to secure this mill? No, I don't really care about this mill beyond territory. He loses the Badger there, and I'm 99% sure I successfully sold off both those pieces, at least for most of their value, so I didn't lose value there. Like, it looks like I did, but it's because I sold them away. But, so he's on 3 mills. I don't really see any reason for me to build any more economy. Like, I only need to build more army and defenses. Because he's going to have to break through me sooner or later, and I don't want to be lacking in material when that happens. Yeah, I'm just taking this mill for territory so I can put the artillery forward. Going down more owls when I probably really should have been going falcons here. Fire is pretty nice here, since he doesn't have any moles or chameleons. And like, if you take 10 damage off a Badger, that's 10 damage off a Badger. It's like, you're still gonna kill it quicker. Like 1 shot sooner from a sniper balloon or something, or 1 shot sooner from an artillery. Plus it slows down the Badger, which is nice. So yeah, this is my bad again. I should have just started base trading already, and I don't realize till too late that he's flanking. So now I go, even though it is a bit late for that. Go ahead and try to pick up this Badger here. Which I do. I think, maybe, yeah. So I kill that Badger. And now he's just going in and like, well, that's kind of awesome. Damn. Yeah, I mean, I just go ahead and finish off this base over here, though. But, I mean, I killed 2 Badgers, so that's not awful. They were both down to... Oh, he doesn't have any economy left now. So I tried to go snipe some of the low health Badgers, which probably should have more Falcons for this. I just ended up losing a bunch of my Owls, which I can't rebuild now. And some Falcons. And like, look at the army value. Like, I can sell I can't sell off the army, but at least I can sell off the defenses, since I probably don't need this many. Trying to threaten the base, but like, he loses another Badger that he can't replace. He's losing Skunks and Skrills. More Badgers. Yeah, like, I mean, that was probably a fairly equal trade. Not like, since that's a big problem in these mills, I can't actually defend them super well. because he has these options for going around. Although these 3 sniper balloons will limit that for this mill a lot, especially since his badgers on such low health. Yeah, he just surrenders. Now, again, if I had more Warrens under my the defenses there, I'd have been in a really nice spot. So yeah, touching the base trade in early game. If you're not playing a game of early game power like Skill Falcon, the deck of early game power, just let the enemy go eco. Like say probably you generally want 180 feet, but 120 feet is probably good enough to put down barbed wire, then put the artillery up. Although they have moles, is gonna be problematic. Like that kind of deck is not a deck I run every game. It's like a pocket deck I bring out every once in a while to shake things up. Like if the enemy knows what deck you're running, it's gonna be exploited hard. Anyway, that is the end of this video.